klarer å plukke for workshops, liksom. Det er ikke så vanskelig. Det er bare 2 dager. Da tar vi med oss det, sånn i tilfelle ikke har begynt å spille der. Siden det her er jo også Troms, og så er det liksom Finnmark. Altså det er jo Kautokeino nå, så det er jo kjempestor forskjell. Hello everyone. I got a question the other day from one of my subscribers who asked what I do actually, like more specifically when I do freelance work. And I decided that I wanted to make a little video about that and show you a little bit how I work and what a workday looks like. So I don't really feel like I can give anyone any advice on how to work from the countryside and how to work from home and how to work freelance, because I think everyone has a different way of doing this. But I hope that maybe what I do and how I did it might be of some inspiration to you if you are considering to move somewhere remote, or you want to move somewhere but you don't really know what to work with there. And yeah, just to share what I did and how that worked out basically. Yeah, so let's go. And here is my work setup at the moment. This is not where I usually work. I work in an office, but Bendik is using the office right now because he has some really important deadlines with his art commission. And also I'm going to show you that office in a later video because I'm finally going to finish this office makeover and share my makeover video with you. I'm hoping maybe in March. So I just put my phone in like focus mode because it really is distracting for me to have my phone here when I'm working from home. So now I will just put this away actually so that I don't look at it. Leave it there and we're good to go. So if you're new here, then I just wanted to say hi, my name is Maria. I live in the countryside of Norway together with my partner Bendik, and I work from home as a freelancer, and I also work sort of nomadically, traveling around to different schools with different workshops. And my education is actually in literature and writing. So I guess you could say that what I thought I would be working with 4 years ago is definitely not what I'm working with today. Hello everyone! It's a Sunday today and it's snowing again. And the snow had almost melted and now it's full on snowing. But it's pretty beautiful. I've been sitting here by the window editing today, working on some client videos. So one of the dreaded questions for me the last years have been the question about what I work with. Because there are often a lot of different things that I'm working with at the same time, and they don't always look similar, and also they don't often have that much to do with my education. So it can feel like I can't really draw this straight line for people. But I've started now to kind of embrace the fact that I'm maybe just one of those people that really enjoy doing a lot of different things. I guess I will never become an expert in one thing, but I might become pretty good at a lot of things, and maybe that's okay. This is also why I've chosen to work as a freelancer, and also why I really am grateful that I'm able to work as a freelancer, because it kind of allows me to be me. So both Bendik and I knew that we wanted to work with our art and our creative projects, and that's basically one of the reasons why we moved here. And in the beginning we were thinking that we would apply to some of the work that is available here in the town. I'd worked in different restaurants and also in a flower shop and a library during my studies. And Bendik was a doorman for most of his studies, so we hoped we would find something. So I've actually been wearing this jacket that has a big hole in it all winter. And yeah, you can see that the zipper has actually just loosened from here. And I've tried to repair it with sewing and stuff, but it didn't work. It just went open again. And then I just feel like it's not really that I can't afford to buy a new jacket, but it's just, it's such a waste, you know. This whole jacket is a beautiful jacket, and then I might just not be able to wear it. And it always frustrates me these days. Trick number one is to put on your shoes immediately. I feel like I was asleep and now I am awake after that ice bath. It's like it clears your head so much. So nice. That's one of the best part about freelancing, is that I can decide how I want to structure my days. So if I have a really crappy work day, I can actually go outside, take an ice bath, and then go inside again and work in the evening instead. And it's just amazing. I really love that. So my phone died. Let's hope you guys can see me, because usually I'm using this app so that I can see myself on my phone, so that I know if I'm in focus. So yeah, anyways, we will just try and wing it. One person asked if where to start. Everyone's situation is so different, and I can only speak from my own situation and my own perspective. The way we started was that we decided to move out of the city because we wanted to lower our monthly expenses, like to a minimum.
Du må late som jeg ikke er her.
Hæ?
Du må late som jeg ikke er her.
Nei, det skal jo være med i filmen. Å nei, det er veldig lite batteri igjen. And then try to find a part-time job, and then try to find freelance work.
Jeg skulle filme dine føtter.
But what actually happened was that I also applied a lot to different things, different types of freelance work for us, and also Bendik applied for a lot of art commissions before we moved. And when we moved here, almost the same month as we moved here, we started getting a lot more work, and eventually we got so much work freelancing that we decided that we can actually live from this. are out and actually we're trying to shoot some B-roll or yeah, some footage and scenes for this video. But we forgot the memory card for the drone, so I couldn't really film that much with the drone, and also we forgot the second camera battery, so now the camera battery died, and yeah, that's it. Now we just have our phones, but I guess we weren't super inspired anyways because it's not the best light today, so everything just looks... I was just saying to Bendik that most things look very black and white in February. It's like the light becomes a little bit like harder. I feel like in January the light is very soft and yellow all the time and very warm since the sun is so low in the horizon. But in February the light becomes quite pale and white, and then all the trees just look sort of black and the sky becomes very white like this. And then you of course have the white snow. So everything has this sort of very intense contrasts to it. I will try to enjoy it, but as a filmmaker it makes me a little bit frustrated sometimes. So I got something in the mail yesterday that I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys will find interesting, because I got a lot of questions about this on my video about the kitchen renovation. Voila! It's the contact paper for the kitchen wall. You know, the backsplash on my kitchen wall. A lot of people commented that I should probably have changed it, and I was actually planning on changing it, and I actually did change it to a different thing that I will show you, but I have thought that maybe I will try something else because I wasn't too happy with it. So this is what it looks like now, and please excuse the mess. Yeah. Anyways, I really like this Moroccan tile kind of thing. This is what I want in my future kitchen. But I think the color of it is a little bit too cold. I kind of wanted this kitchen to feel more warm and cozy when I redid the whole kitchen. That was kind of the point. Fits really well with these doorknobs. That was why we chose it. But yeah, I'm not sure about it. Feeling we maybe are not going to agree on this, because Bendik likes the blue one quite well, but I think I really like this one. It gives more of a warm feeling to it, and also it's more calm, so I don't feel like all the focus in the whole room is like towards the backsplash.
I can agree, it's more calm. No, I just think the room becomes kind of flat.
Here we have like a gray color on the floor as well, and it's kind of similar to this. So please tell us if you are Team Bendik or Team Maria on the backsplash thing. And we can see who wins. Yeah, so here is the blue one again. That's also kind of fitting with the blue stuff. Well, Anyways, I think I'm feeling really good about the beige one.
Foreldrene uenige om barneoppdragelse. For eksempel når den ene strengere enn den andre, eller når den ene vil...
I samarbeid hvor den som er mest redd får lov til å bestemme. Ikke sant? Sånn at den...
I wanted to kind of address some of the questions I got on my Patreon and also from you guys that are subscribed to my channel. And the Patreon questions are definitely the priority questions for this one. So if you want to have priority in a future video, then I definitely recommend that you check out my Patreon page. One of the questions was, are the school tours your primary work and how do you get them? And for those of you who don't really know anything about what I mean when I talk about the school tours, because a lot of you guys are new here, it's a work that I do where I travel around to different schools in Norway and different areas with my partner, Bendik, and we have workshops in the schools. And this is a big part of our work. And I will talk a little bit more about the structure around this and how you can do this if you want to try it. But firstly, I want to say that it is definitely a big part of my work. And also, since I've been really, really lucky that I have gotten a lot of these tours, I have about 5 months of the year, this year, traveling on these tours. So it also takes up a lot of my time in general, because you have to travel for this. But it's maybe like 70% of my income, but it's not necessarily 70% of my work in general, because there's this thing when you freelance that sometimes you do a lot of work on something that doesn't necessarily pay that well. And also some things can sometimes be very like time consuming in the beginning, but not really pay off, but then eventually it might pay off, so you're kind of working towards the end goal. I do a lot of work that are not the school tours that does not really pay that well, so it's not that big part of the income, but it's still a big part of my work. So for example, YouTube is like that. It takes a lot of time, but it's also really important for my freelance work in a very different way that I'm gonna talk a little bit about later, but not in this question. Woohoo! I finally got my AdSense letter, which means that I will finally be able to monetize my videos and earn like a little bit of money from YouTube. This is the first time ever that I'm earning any kind of money directly from the platform. And it's not gonna be a lot at all, but it's still it's something, and I'm really, really grateful for it. So how I get these tours is that I apply for something that is called the Cultural School Bag here in Norway. And it's a really cool system that allows artists and people that do different types of craft to apply with their own project that they want to bring to the schools here in Norway. And if you are really lucky, you will be selected by some of the municipalities here in Norway to do the project in their municipality. And there is a pretty long application form, but it's kind of cool because now you can actually just apply with one application, and then you can just check off all the municipalities and they will all get it at the same time. Before it used to be like you have to apply to each municipality to themselves, and that would be a little bit more of a hassle, but now it's pretty like easy and quick to do. So the projects that Bendik and I have been applying with is one project that is about paper making that you might have seen if you've followed me for a while. And it's kind of about making paper art from the bottom, and it's only using recycled materials. So we get like paper scraps from print shops, maybe from egg carton or something like that, and we just make pulp out of that, and we let the kids create their own paper art. And that's one of the projects we do, and the other one is more about plants and how plants are a part of our cultural heritage. So we teach the kids a little bit more about the weeds and the trees and everything that grows around them in their local area. And we try to kind of reawaken this fascination for nature and how it all works, and also this feeling of abundance in a way. So the knowledge about these plants is a part of our cultural heritage, and it comes from way back, you know, from the Sami people and from the Viking Age and from people that lived here even before that, because they needed to use the nature and the plants to survive. So they learned how to use it in a good way and also to sustain it so that they wouldn't just exploit it and then it would be gone. So we try to kind of teach the kids about this, and we have a workshop where they can either color something with plants or just make some food with plants, and yeah. And this is what we will mainly be doing now in the spring. So Bendik and I now have like 4 tours that we are going on from April until June. So it will be like one straight line of tours all the way down to mid-June. So it's first gonna be the west coast of Norway, and it's gonna actually be the same route that we did last year in April, but just with a different type of workshop. So that's kind of funny because we know all the kids already, so we look forward to meeting them again. And then we are going to northern Norway, to Troms and Finnmark. And we're just gonna be there for a few days, but that's gonna be pretty incredible, I think, because we're gonna travel such big distances up there in the north, and it's so beautiful up there. So I look forward to that as well. And then we're gonna go to high schools in Innlandet, which is the municipality where I grew up. And then we're actually gonna go to high schools in Oslo for 3 weeks. So this is gonna be very like different, and different age groups, different types of workshops, different seasons, because the seasons are very important when we do these plant workshops. We have to kind of adjust them all the time to what kind of things are growing outside. And we don't always know exactly what will be growing, because if we travel to the north, you know, it's something completely different from here. And also sometimes there will be a colder winter, and then the plants will not be there as early as we would think. So it's kind of a gamble sometimes, because we are not always sure what's going to happen, and we kind of have to trust in nature to be consistent in a way. And of course, nature isn't always consistent. But we have started to figure out how to kind of roll with that, so it's getting better. And part of the work we do with this cultural school bag is not just being on tour and traveling with the kids, but also all the preparations before take a lot of time. Granskudd kommer på en måte i mai, så jeg tror det er litt tidlig. Siden det her er jo også Troms, og så er det liksom Finnmark, altså det er jo Kautokeino, altså det er jo kjempestor forskjell på de to også. Kanskje, altså det jeg tenker at kanskje vi må lage bjørkebladsirup på workshopen da.
Ja, det hadde vært bra. Jeg tenker vi må gjøre det, og så må vi i tillegg ha noe mer da, for det blir veldig sånn, det bra med disse kjeksene var jo at vi holdt alle aktive på. Men denne sirupen så er det liksom, du trenger bare én person til å røre i den sirupen.
Fox fireweed.
Fox fireweed.
Ja, og geiter også. Og så tenker jeg, nå deler vi det jo i 4 da. So we had the meeting from about 10 and it's now about 4, and we think we might call it a day on this for now, because we are starting to get like a little bit tired of thinking. Vi har matchet i dag også.
Yep. Du har jo på meg.
So I really am super grateful that we get to go on these tours, because it is so much fun to like have this variation of being at home and working on my own projects, and just being quiet, working a little bit more slowly maybe, and also living a little bit more simple here in the countryside. And then we just go on tour, and it's just this complete opposite thing where we meet like 40 kids every day or more, and we are just like constantly in this energy of all these kids, and we get so much feedback all the time. You know, when you work from home you never get any feedback, and it's so tiring sometimes. So it's super fun to meet all these kids and just get this instant feedback and this instant energy. And we get to travel to small towns and villages and cities that we have never really thought about going to. So it's actually a really, really cool thing. So I'm really happy about about that, but we don't really know, maybe the year after we will get nothing. So we will always have to be like a little bit careful with keep developing other things that we do, so that if this doesn't work, then maybe something else will. So I guess that was kind of in depth about the cultural school bag system, but I hope that still was kind of a good answer to your question. And if you are interested in the cultural school bag, I will actually leave a link down below, because you can also read about it in English. They have like a translated page. So another question that I got that is kind of related to that is how I get my jobs. And so yeah, applying for the work is one of the big parts of how to get the work. It's not usually that I sit at home and it just kind of drops into my lap. But actually one of the big parts of how I get my work outside of that is YouTube, because people watch my videos and they either want me to have a workshop with foraging because they see that I know a lot about foraging, or they want me to make videos for them because they see that I make videos. My nose is so itchy today. I don't know. So how many people come to you for work and how many people do you have to kind of seek out yourself? Was one of the questions I got, and I would say it's like 50-50. So 50% is like the applications I do, and sometimes I contact people, and 50% I get emails from people that have watched my videos or know me in any other way, maybe from some other work I've done. The worst part of this work is the insecurity about it, like the feeling of not always knowing if you will have work for the next year. And also, I guess, the feeling of always doing something new, so never being like the long-time expert in the things that you're doing. Sometimes I honestly feel very scared, but you just kind of gotta try. So, and the best part is by far the freedom of it, that I get to choose more what kind of work I want to do, and I also get to travel, and I get to work from home if I want to, and I get to kind of determine the direction of my work, which is super fun. And of course, I almost forgot, but also that I get to work a lot creatively is really important to me. And yeah, please ask me anything. If there's anything else you guys are wondering about, I will try to answer it down in the comments, or I can maybe make another video later. And you will probably see me leaving this house, and suddenly I will probably be in like northern Norway filming a video. So I just wanted to make this video to kind of clarify what I'm doing when I'm on these tours and what it's all about. Hope you will have a good week, and I am really sending you a lot of love now in these really hard and troubling times. Thank you so much for watching, and thank you so much everyone for just being here. So I am so grateful for this huge community that I have here now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.